Hey everyone, happy college football. Welcome to Porcelain Picks. I'm your host, Andrew Fabian, and I'm coming to you on a Monday afternoon, and that means one thing can be true. It's time for Porcelain Audit. All right, so bowl season's upon us. Porcelain Picks is going strong throughout bowl season. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be picking winners throughout the week. We did not pick the game today that's going on as I speak, but we're going to be picking all the bowl games coming through. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you get notified, so you get the picks, so you get the bets in, you make your money throughout bowl season. All right, so let's dive into the week that was. We at Porcelain Picks, we like to be accountable to you, our viewers. We do that because we know it's important to celebrate the wins, but we also know it's important to come clean about the losses. And we're going to do both today. All right. So on the weekend, we finished with a 4-3 record. So some goodness there with a couple of the games, and then some just grade A duds from me. The disclaimer still holds true. Make sure you're not betting the mortgage on these games. It's bowl season. Anything can happen. Opt-outs happen. Some teams don't have the motivation to play well, but we'll try to make sure that you at least come out on top with the units that you do bet on these games. All right, so let's dive in. We had 11 a.m. start. Georgia Southern and Ohio matched up in the Myrtle Bowl. I told you that Myrtle Beach would be a little bit of a difficult spot for these teams to go in. Maybe going out the night before. Myrtle Beach is a fun place to be. As a college kid, an 11 a.m. kickoff, I thought it was going to be sluggish out of the gate and a low-scoring game. I told you to take the under 48.5, and I was wrong. It goes over that by about a touchdown. So that was the first pick of the day. That was the first loss of the day. We apologize to you. There were a couple turnovers early that kind of set the stage for short field position, and that was the difference. It was actually close to being under towards the end, and then we had a couple touchdowns at the end. So we'll move on. We'll push forward. First bowl, first loss, but it's all up from there. All right, so let's look at the New Orleans Bowl. We had Jacksonville State, Rich Rodriguez looking for their first victory ever in a bowl game. They were 2.5-point favorites against Louisiana. This game was a back-and-forth game. It was in doubt for sure for Jack State, but ultimately they prevail. They would go on to claim their first ever bowl victory in the New Orleans Bowl. Congratulations, Jacksonville State. Congratulations to those of you who did pick Jacksonville State, -2.5. Lock it, flush it. All right, let's go to the Cure Bowl. So we had Miami, Ohio, and the Red Hawks battling hard, coming off that big MAC championship victory. They were a 6-point dog, 6.5-point dog, actually, when I picked this game against App State. I told you that the Red Hawks were going to come in fired up. They're going to try to get behind that massive defense of theirs, and they've been coming up with turnovers all season long. That happened again to start the game. They got a turnover. They started out with a 3-point lead in this game, but ultimately App State was the better team on the field that day. Miami showed a lot of heart in defeat, but if you followed our picks, I told you take Miami, Ohio +6.5, so that one locked. That one you could flush right down the pod. And then the under hit. You had under 42.5. I told you to take that as well. So hopefully that was a clean sweep for you. Definitely wanted to see Miami pull that one out for Joey Mack and the rest of the Red Hawk faithful. But we'll take the victories on those games and we'll move on forward. All right, so the New Mexico Bowl. We had New Mexico State, 3.5-point favorites against Fresno State. Basically a home game for New Mexico State. I told you to take them -3.5. That did not happen. They were looking for their first 10-win season. Since 1960, they couldn't get it done, so that one was a throwaway game. All right, the night game, we had the Independence Bowl. We had Texas Tech against Cal. I stayed up to watch this one. Not sure how many of you did. Probably not many. I told you to take Texas Tech -3. I thought the Red Raiders were just the stronger team than Cal throughout the year. I thought this was going to be one on the hands of Taj Brooks, the running back from Texas Tech. Jaden Ott was going to show out for Cal as well. Those things did happen. Those things did hold true, but the over was a loser. So the -3 is a winner. The over looked good for most of the night, but not a lot of scoring in that fourth quarter. So the over 58.5. If you took that one, you're a loser. All right. 4-3 was the record on bowl day one. I did not take the bowl today, which is Monday, but watch out, subscribe. We're going to be notifying you with all the upcoming picks this week. We'll pick our winners. We're taking into account transfer portal. We're taking into account the opt-outs and the motivational factors for these teams. So follow us at Porcelain Picks. I'm Andrew Fabian. Happy college football.